Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a new moon for the month of March tarot oracle reading. And Aquarius, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Aquarius, we still all have a little bit of Aquarius in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Aquarius in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. If you're watching this video at this time, this is a timely reading, so this is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you some further insight as to your situation now. I'm going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is talking about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So that's what this, the underlying energy for this reading is. This is a gift from the universe and God collaborating to empower you. And we have, for the internal forces, okay, the Ten of Swords. So we can see why you need to get to the truth here for sure. The swords represent the energy of your mental intelligence, your mind, and having discipline over your mind. You know, your thoughts and other people's thoughts and how those are expressed. Well, some people have been sabotaging you behind your back, and this is an energy of your internal forces. This is the underlying energy. So you're really facing a situation where there could be like over a decade of this energy. It could represent the energy of one person 10 times or 10 times, you know, like maybe once annually, just for good measure. This could represent the actions of 10 people or even 10 groups of people, depending on it. This is not a small amount of energy. This is a lot of collaborating with each other and you know, bringing a lot of thoughts together. Okay, how can we get this person down in this position here? And so this person is left for unalive, basically, and staring off into the horizon, barely able to get back up again. But the right hand is in the form of a blessing, like the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is responsible for bringing justice down from the spiritual realm into the physical. This card represents an end of a cycle for sure. So this cycle is ending when the truth comes in. I feel that's when you'll be able to take action here and have further insight into this energy. All right, Aquarius, here we go. We also have the 10 of Wands. And so the wands in the tarot represent the element of fire. These are made of wood. Wood feeds, fuels fire. And the 10 of Wands here, and particularly in this situation, is representing you carrying burdens that don't belong to you. So these people have put their they've gone out of their way to burden you like this, so that you can't even see your way forward. This is, you know, not able to see the forest due to the trees. This is being so caught up in having to deal with the everyday bullshit that they're dumping on you, that you are just in this energy where you're just one burden after another dealing with that instead of dealing with bringing your harvest home. And so it's time to put these burdens down for sure. And like, you're almost home, you're almost there. So don't give up now. This is an energy of hang in there, because shift is about to happen here. We have the Queen of Swords, yes. You know, the Queen of Swords is representing, she's the queen who has learned the art of discernment to a really extreme level. And this is because she's been there, done that, and has bought the t-shirt. So she has a souvenir for bullshit from other people, and she's just not willing to put up with it or tolerate it in any sense or form anymore. She has in her right hand the sword, and she's ready to use it. So she does have her left hand out, so she wants to know the truth about this situation here, and she's ready to receive it. Having said that, you better come in straight, and you better be like straight up or off with your head. She has no patience for any bullshit. her head is above the clouds. She has clarity as to where she wants to go and what she will tolerate and what she will not tolerate in her life. And so this is an energy of having learned discernment in life the hard way. And we have being left out in the cold. So this energy here is talking about, two people here have been left out in the cold. They're not, one has bare feet in the snow. The other one here is on crutches and has a plague bell tied around the neck. In the old days, they didn't have apps to ostracize people from society like they do in these days. So they had to they would tie a bell around someone's neck and they had to wear it so that when they came into town, people would know that they weren't, that they were considered to be carrying the plague, and that the energy was saying, that, watch out, get out of this person's way, they're going to infect you. And so this energy, the Five of Pentacles, in the Pentacles in Tarot represent your lifestyle, basically. Your health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And a big part of that is money. And so if someone goes after your money or goes after your ability to earn your living, I mean, it's a little bit hard to earn a living if you've got a bell around your neck, And so this is talking about tactics being used to bring people down and generally, you say, well, why would people do that? Well, follow the money. It's because there probably is money involved. It almost always is that's the case, as sad as it is. And sometimes for the power as well. Sometimes this can be on a spiritual level as well as a physical level. And so these, the snowflakes represent the tactics, like the people that employ the tactics. And so I came across an article about Edward Snowden. And he was working, for the NSA years ago. Like this was years, and I think it's almost 20 years now. And he leaked some information about the governments and corporations and major institutions, how they were invading people's personal privacy illegally. And he identified 7 tactics that are used. And I thought, wow, when I saw them, I don't know a lot about the legalities of it, or like some people think that Edward Snowden is a hero, and some people think that he's a traitor. I haven't looked into it enough to see, but I did notice like the tactics that he's mentioned. I thought, wow, that was really powerful to understand that. And I recognize that these are tactics that we use even on ourselves. And we tend to use them, if we employ these tactics ourselves, then the people we employ the government. They work for us. We pay for them. We pay for their work with our taxes. And if we employ these tactics, then we're going to vote for people who also use these tactics because we accept them, basically. If we accept them in our own lives, of course, we're going to accept them in our leaders' lives. And then we blame it on the government. But we are the government. So sometimes it doesn't seem like it. And you look at what's going on in the world right now, you kind of like, oh my goodness, you don't want to really think that you are part of that. But on some level, it's happening, it's everywhere. So this energy is talking about the tactics. And once you recognize them, then you can kind of say, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize I was using that tactic. Or, boy, I didn't realize someone was using that tactic on me. So being the snow represents, are you being snowed? And are the snowflakes, anyone can handle a flake or two. But when you start getting a bunch of flakes coming together to employ these tactics, then of course it's going to collapse someone's house. Your body is your temple, and so applying that kind of pressure, it's going to have a major effect on you. So this energy is, talking about being ostracized, basically, and being, and human beings have an instinctual need for having tribe and being part of community, etc. So this is one of the most cruel forms of torture that there possibly is. And I accidentally brought two cards out, so this one was the next one. So this is talking about the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is coming in with passion. The Knight of Wands, his element is also the wand. And the knights would deliver messages for the king and queen, and each of them have their own element. And so the Knight of Wands has learned, he's a rebel with a cause. And so he has learned to hold his temper in. This big red plume on his hat represents that he knows he has a temper, and he has learned to rein it in. His horse is fighting it, and that's representing his emotion. But he has learned that it doesn't pay off to be impulsive and go with your emotion in situations like this. It's better to rein it in and take consistent steps of action to make positive change. The rebel with a cause is very fiery, and he is loves adventure, which represents these pyramids here. He is someone that he loves to knowledge for the sake of it. This is very much Sagittarius energy. And on February the 17th, we had the Chinese New Year, and we moved into the year of the fiery horse. And this is very similar energy. So we're in the fiery horse energy until about, I think, the 6th or the 7th of February of 2027. So this energy, it's really important to understand that, like it's free-spirited. It makes you want to set really high achievements and set the bar high. In matters of love, it's passionate and very heartfelt. But the danger of this is if you are too impulsive, it can really, like if you've ever seen a horse spook and get away and you're riding it, like all you can do is hang on. You can't, like if a horse gets the bit in its mouth and it runs and it's spooked, it could go really far in the wrong direction. And so could you if you get into that impulsive energy. As well, another danger of this energy is setting your goals to be so high and not giving yourself enough time to reasonably accomplish your goals. It can really lead to serious burnout, and then you don't end up crossing the finish line. So this energy is, it's good to keep this in mind. It's not a good time right now on the planet to give in to impulsive behaviors and be aggressive in your language and get into fights with people needlessly. This energy represents communication, because that's what a big part of the knight's job would be, to go to distant kingdoms and deliver communication from the king or the queen, and then have that, wait for the answer and then bring it back. So that would take a long time. So this communication coming in about something that you're passionate about, it could have to do with this energy here for sure, and the truth coming in, this energy is talking about, it could be these days we have so many ways of communicating, so the information isn't likely to come in by horse. You never know, it could, I suppose, but it's more likely to come in. It could be in person, but it also could be a letter in the mail, a phone call, a text. It could be like something that you see on social media, an email. You could go to an event that you see on social media and run into someone in person that has the perfect information for you. Also, it could be just watching the news. What's happening at the top, as I said with this card here, is happening at the bottom. And I know a lot about snow because I lived in the prairies in Canada for quite some time. And the thing is that, snow, when you have a lot of snow, at first it's pretty, but then it starts, like after you've had a lot of snow day after day and it starts piling up, it's a lot of extra work. I mean, it's cold and it's blowing around, and like to get to work, you have to get up an hour earlier, shovel the driveway out, and you have to plug your car into an electrical source so that there's a heat warmer on the engine block so that your car will even start because it's too cold for it to start otherwise. And then you have all the navigating to get to work with the slippery streets and the snow piled up and, all that happening. You work all day, and while you're at work, it's snowing some more. So then you have to sometimes dig your way out of where you've parked if you're not fortunate enough to have indoor parking. And then you have to get home and shovel your driveway out to get into the driveway to get to your home. And then you repeat the next day. And this, like in the prairies in Canada, it can be like 4 or 5 months of winter a lot of the time. So it's a big strain on your life, mind you. It's a really good workout. You don't need to go to the gym. It does your upper and lower body at the same time. And so this is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords represents someone who has a closed mind. This is exactly the energy you do not want to be in right now. It's not beneficial at all with what's going on in the world right now. It's much, this is someone that can only see this or that, my way or the highway kind of energy. And this kind of energy is not going to be beneficial right now at all. We're in a lot of new energy. There's been a lot of astrological forces. And we have the new moon here, and the new moon that's coming up is actually in the sign of Pisces. And the energy is about commitment to your personal goals is really beneficial at this time, as well as, being able to accept small imperfections in yourself and in others. Like, we live in a perfectly imperfect world. So it would be very challenging to have everything happen perfectly, exactly as you expect it to be. And then it's also a really, really strong energy for being, really getting the imagination going and being really creative, and also paying attention to your dreams. And so this energy supports important changes in your life, which is really, really a big deal right now, because both Neptune and Saturn, which are very big planets, which are about idealism and responsibility, have moved into the sign of Aries. And it's a very different energy. Neptune was in Pisces for 14 years and just moved in a couple weeks ago. And it's about how you approach life, basically. Like, how do you approach business? How do you approach customers? How do you approach family? How do you approach life in general, in your relationship to everything? And it's totally different, because Pisces is the senior executive of the horoscope, the very last sign. It's a water sign, and Aries is a fire sign, and it's a brand new born baby, the infant it's the very first sign in the zodiac. And so this energy is very different. And you think about a baby, how much a baby has to learn in the first year of their life. This is the energy that you need to be in. And, you could grow up in this energy over the next 14 years with Neptune, as Neptune finally becomes a teenager in Aries and then moves in to the next sign. So for 14 years, we're going to be have that sign in Aries. And then Saturn shortly after that joined Neptune, and Saturn's another huge planet about responsibility, and it's income tax season for a lot of people. Make sure your bookwork is done, make sure your house is cleaned out, make sure that you get that everything is done at work properly, make sure like you're responsible. And so it can be some very heavy, deep energy, Saturn. And so sitting there with Neptune, the two of them together, it's like two really big planets that have a lot of pull, that are in a sign that is all about new energy, new. And so the new moon with this new energy, we also had Venus. So matters of love, that's Venus rules that energy. Venus moved into Aries on March the 6th. This energy is really super about the new. And so if you want to support your goals right now of moving forward with new energy, and I would say if you're in this position, absolutely that would be a good idea for you to do so. We also have Mercury in retrograde right now. So Mercury rules over communication. So there can be a lot of, when Mercury's in retrograde, there can be a lot of miscommunication and problems with technology. So this energy is, Mercury went into retrograde on the 26th of February, and it will be retrograde until the 20th of March. Having said that, on the 23rd of March, the North Node, which is your North Star energy, your destined path, is going to be joining Mercury in the sign of Aries with Mars for on March 23rd. So that energy is coming up as well. So this is really about being able to integrate and embrace change and not fight it. If you fight change, you're going to really find that it's going to be a challenging time. This energy is the energy you do not want to be in. You do not want to have a closed mind this way or that way. There's only two ways. There's always more than just two ways. These are double-edged swords, so this is saying you have to use your logic as well as your intuition. So, there's a saying, if because you have eyes, you cannot see. And what that means is, the human eye can only detect about 5% of the full spectrum of light. And so you think you're seeing everything, but like there's a lot that you're not seeing. Like mostly you're seeing very little of what you think is the total picture. And so this energy is talking about sometimes to be able to see properly, you have to go inward and use your third eye, your intuition, to be able to move forward. And so this is only two ways. There's never ever only two ways to do something, but that's all this person can see. And quite often this is like my way or the highway energy. So it doesn't always work so well. We have the King of Wands coming in. So the King of Wands is sitting on his throne, and he's considered to be the most sexy of all the kings. He's really charming. The kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. Like he is the sort of guy that you would forgive anything just because he's got such a pleasant personality, and he's a visionary, someone that really has an open mind, someone that likes to look into the future. And like this energy here, it's similar energy, ready to move forward. He has the salamander at the feet here. You'll see that they both are wearing the same, well, he's wearing the tunic, but he's got this on the back of his throne. This energy represents protection from fire. And so the salamander's in a circle with their tail, and the lion energy. I noticed this about this card a while back, that it almost looks like there's a face on the back here. There's two eyes, and then there's this mustache under the nose and smoke coming out of the mouth. And so, this could just mean, the king is smoking hot, or it could mean where there's smoke, there's fire. So because this is representing, the wand is made of wood, it's about passion, and it's about, made from a tree. So it's representing the deep roots of the ancestors, as well as the shoots of the branches of the descendants coming in. So this energy, sometimes the king tends to have, he likes to look into the future, and he likes to tackle new projects, finish one and tackle another kind of energy. And so this sometimes does give him a bit of roving eye when it comes to romance. So if you're smelling smoke, there may be fire when it comes to that. And we have identity and self-image is like, you feel burdened down right now by the actions of the people that put you in this position. Like they want you unalive. This is not like, oh, they kind of sort of don't like you. This is like, we want what you have, and we're willing to do this, to take it. And quite often it's just because they're too lazy to do the work themselves. And the other option, quite often with these tactics, sometimes this can be tactics from secret societies, and this can represent the energy of the slow dagger, famous or infamous with the Masons. And so you can look that up online. I'm not going to talk about it here, but it's basically this type of energy. And just Google it, the slow dagger. So that's when a lot of people get together and gaslight someone and do they all collaborate to do so. And then this here is talking about you having discernment. So this is, you have self-worth, and you're willing to receive what you need to get out of the cold here. But you're not willing to put up with any bullshit from any people. Like, these people have stretched your limits, let me say, for patience with people who are, you know, in this energy. And this is talking about communication in early life. You may come from a family that is, you know, like, this can represent a lot of secret societies. This could be the energy of cults, or you know, a lot of, there's so many different energies that this could be. There's a lot of different secret societies, but generally, when there's this energy, basically the needs of the group, and this is the Aquarius energy, the needs of when we had the new moon in February, that was on the same day as the Chinese New Year. We had an eclipse, and we had the new moon, and it was in Aquarius. And that moon was talking about, you know, the needs of the group, which is very Aquarian energy, putting humanity first. That's your first priority. But this energy was opposed by Leo. And Leo is about being a strong leader. But Leo was saying, look, I'm in this position here right now. I need to look after my needs first and foremost, because otherwise, how am I going to be a strong leader? And so there was this back and forth energy throughout February, basically, and into March of this. And there was an eclipse. And then on March 3rd, there was another eclipse. And on March 3rd, that energy was in Virgo. And Virgo is about getting everything in order so that your domestic life supports your business life, and vice versa. But if you don't have a home, it's kind of hard to do that, isn't it? And so it's that kind of energy. And so that Aquarius is feeling this energy because of that, because the new moon was in your sign, basically. And then we have the home and family emotional foundation. So you might have come from a bunch of firecrackers, like people, which is probably why you still are alive, is because you come from strong stock. Otherwise, a lot of people do not survive this. And quite often, and we're seeing this right now being played out right before our eyes, with the files coming out, over 3 million documents showing how some people abuse their power. They have the money, they have the looks, they have the you know, advantages that other people don't, and we're seeing what they are doing with it. So you know, you have to be careful with those files, because there's a lot of names coming up. And again, you want to have an open mind, being able to see both sides of the story. Just because their name is listed in the files doesn't mean that they actually have done anything illegal or morally wrong, other than having, like, the wrong friends, basically the wrong connections, that kind of energy. So, you know, but there's a lot of that happening. We've had a lot happening on the planet right now with the war. It started up in Iran, and a lot of people are going through a lot right now, and a lot of people are being exposed. And that's the thing about this energy here. Whatever, like, the truth always comes out, always. And, like, you can see that, like, there is a lot of people saying, oh, these people will never have to pay the consequences of their actions. And we've just seen for the first time in the history of the planet, like, that the monarchy, in the last time someone was arrested for something serious was like 3 centuries ago. And so this is a huge, we had someone in the monarchy arrested. Like, this is a huge, big deal. And then that set off, like, a lot of other arrests that have started happening. And people are not, the average person on the street here is not willing to tolerate, we're not going to sweep this under the carpet. We want to know what the hell has been going on, basically, because it's, like, seems very devilish. And this energy, you know, eventually the sun is going to melt the snow, and in the spring. And where, you know, like, if you ever have lived somewhere where there's snow for months on end like that in the prairies, and you have neighbors who have dogs, and, like, God forbid they have more than one dog, and they just let them out all winter into the backyard to do their business, and they don't clean up at all in between. There's layers and layers of dog shift. And boy, it smells when the snow melts. It smells bad, and their laziness is exposed for the entire neighborhood because you can't help but notice it. And that's exactly the energy we're seeing at the top, and that's exactly the energy that's going on here. What's as above, so below. And so this is talking about right now, an open mind is your best friend. And this energy here is talking about your daily routine and your habits, and how you're living your life right now. Is it like clearly you need a change here. You need a passion for new discovery, basically. The truth, though, God is promising the truth is coming in. And so let's look at the external forces now. We have the Temperance. Okay, so this is saying that this is also Sagittarius energy here. It's talking about the energy of the cosmic law, basically. And a lot of people feel that this card, Temperance, is about the earth angels, 144,000 of the earth angels sent down like in human form to help put justice on the planet. And so this angel is got her foot in the water of the universal pool, and she's using alchemy to pour her special abilities into this water, and then she has her foot grounded on land, and you notice where her foot is grounded, there's already beautiful flowers growing. And so this is saying you have to stay on your path of glory if you want to be able to be in an energy where anything you have is lasting, and to move out of this energy. And so the Temperance card is talking about having patience and devotion to your destined path, and not giving into temptation like these people have done. Like they just bottom line, they don't want to have to work for whatever it is. They just want to take it from other people. And they felt they actually can justify it with themselves. So there's an external force here of all this. This is this money coming in. So this is if you're wondering why they did this, and you might say, but I don't have that much money. Exactly, because they have it instead of you. So you might have this energy is talking about like a lot of money. This is talking about generational wealth, a legacy that's passed down from one generation to the next. And so this could involve people in your inner circle that are involved in this energy. And unfortunately, this energy is like the King of Pentacles is known for business acumen. And so quite often this can, because the element is the pentacle, that's about earth. And so this can quite often represent land and real estate, and it can represent, you could have all the money in the world, though, and not be living the lifestyle. The king has grapes all over his robe here. And the reason he has grapes is because in tarot, they represent something that's really hard to grow, but this king is good at it. And so this energy is talking about, grapes are a luxury plant to grow, and they're good at that. Having said that, it's in the position of your commitment and partnerships and marriage. So unfortunately, I feel like this is saying this energy that you're in there's some money here somewhere that maybe you don't know about, or maybe you do, but it's a lot of money. And if anytime you ask, like, well, it doesn't make any sense though, like, these are my, like, you're talking about my inner circle, you're talking about, my relatives, you're talking about my friends, you're talking about my close business associates. Exactly. Follow the money and you'll find out why they're doing what they're doing. And this is saying it is it is people in your inner circle that are doing this. And so this is talking about the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge. waiting to get the information that they need so that they can, and when the aura lights up around their head, then it means, okay, they're ready to go. And so this is the energy of transition here. So this truth is coming in. It's going to expose them and what they've been up to. And then you're going to find out. And the truth could be quite hard to hear. So just prepare yourself. It could be quite, you might really be burdened by people that you really love a lot and that you thought would never, ever do this to you. But they would, because it's a lot of money. It's not a little bit of money, it's a lot of money. And so the transition is on its way, and you might be aware of some of this, but I don't think you know the total extent of the amount of people. But what happens is when this information comes in, you're going to have victory. And even the people that there's some disgruntled people here, and this could have been, some of the burdens that you were carrying here, people that were involved in this. And like one of the things that happens is they go after your reputation. So if your reputation is ruined, then more people get involved, that's just, and so all these people are seeing, oh my God, like this person is actually, these people did this and involved us in their bullshit because they were too lazy to work for the money themselves, and we were looking up to them, that kind of energy. So now they're seeing you as being a leader, but nobody's really happy about it. And the reason you're a leader is because you were able to rein your emotions in and stay calm through the process, which says a lot for you. And, this could be this energy is a blessing in disguise. Like it's a very, you're lucky to be alive, and you have to recognize that. Like these people didn't sort of kind of not care about you. They didn't care about you, and they wanted you here so that they could take what was yours. And quite often they want it to look like you just lost hope and, whatever, you just laid there and never got back up again. And so that's the energy. But you're victorious because you took action. And here we have the information is coming in. Here we have it right here. Here's the truth. And so this information, though, I feel like this night here, look at the difference in the energy here. This is how you do not want to be in the year of the horse energy. At this time on the planet, this is not a good way to be. This is someone considered a fool rushing in. He's got a big red flag. He doesn't have a plume like this. He's got a flag saying you can only see half his sword. And that means he doesn't have the whole story, and we can't see the point of his sword. So what's the point of his information? He's running against the wind through barren land, and look how stressed out his horse is. So this is, exactly the energy you don't want to be in. And I feel like he's running from the truth. He's not bringing in the truth. That's not the information. God is going to supply the truth. The truth will be supplied by the divine, and it will be very clear that this is the truth. But he's running from that truth, and he's running from this situation he's letting the rest of the people that have done this know, oh my God, the truth is coming out, and we are in big trouble now. And the thing is about people that will do this. Well, if they will do it with you, they'll do it to you. So of course now they're all they're going to sing like canaries, basically. You can see that happening, what's going on at the top right now in the planet with those files. People are like, yeah, I'm not going down alone. You're going down with me. That's the kind of energy. So yeah, there's a lot of regret here. There's a lot of spilled cups here. And unfortunately, it feels like this energy is someone that had a third party involvement in your relationship. And there's a lot of regret and remorse here. You might regret having had this person as a partner, or you just may be like sad because like like it's really challenging when you find out that all these people that you thought were in your inner circle and that they supported you were actually the whole time doing everything they could to put you in this position so they could take your money. And this energy is like, there's still 2 cups standing here, but there's 2 here with wine, and that's spilt. And there's another cup in here, and this is a cup of poison, basically. So this energy is talking about a third party involvement that and this looks like it's your lover or maybe your spouse, even something like that. Someone very close to you. It could be a business partner, someone like that, because it's sitting right here, has, is the cause of this. And so this is, they're in a lot of regret and remorse because they have just been caught. You're in regret and remorse because like your whole life has fallen, like everything you thought, the rug has been pulled out from underneath your feet. But the thing is that having the truth is really important here. So, it is what it is. And the best thing for you to do is pick up these 2 cups and just walk down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters. Yes, your home that you were so proud of at one time might be half dilapidated now and half standing, because of course they went after your garden, poisoned your business, poisoned everything they could, killed all your dreams, killed your plants, killed everything that you had growing. And then talked about, oh, how, my goodness, this person's so lazy, they don't look after their yard. It's that kind of energy. This is really nasty energy. So they're in regret because this information is coming in, and what they've done is highly illegal. And the truth is coming out. The shift is starting to really smell bad, and it's being exposed at a very public level. That's what we're seeing at the top, so we're going to start seeing that down at the bottom. Yeah, and this is an energy of walking away from this energy. So you see this full moon, new moon? This represents the eclipse that just happened. The eclipse energy is around for about 6 months. So this energy is talking about you walking away from this. And and they may have walked away from you at some point. And be careful, because right now it's retrograde season and they're in a lot of regret because they've been caught. Look at, you have like 5 good years, and then you have like these 2 cups over here, and there's a gap here in between, and this 3rd cup here, and then you have 3 spilt here. And 10 cups is the most that you can have. So you pick up these 2 cups and then you fill in your spaces here. But you want to be really careful with who you fill those spaces up with, because, the retrograde season is really often people from your past will come in. And especially like these people have a lot of regret because they've been caught. And there's a lot, they've done a lot here. So they have a lot to answer for here. And so, it's a lot. This is really nasty energy, Aquarius. Like, it's a miracle that you are still standing. So, it is what it is. There's no way of saying like, you can't turn a negative into a positive, but you can, be as positive as you can to, get your life moving in the direction you want it to go now. Be careful about these people coming in from your past, because the karma is about to hit. The shift is going to hit the fan, and you want to stay the heck away from that energy. And they'll be coming in because they know, hey, maybe if they can, get on your good side now, that maybe the karma won't hit so bad. But they don't realize they've been playing with God, not with you. At this point, this is, this is not, it's not okay. It's really shifty energy. It's really nasty. So we're seeing a lot of that on the planet right now. there's been, out of all these readings, the first 6 or 7 readings, the devil was in every single one of them because it's a lot of spiritual warfare. But it's easing down a little bit now, so we'll see. I'm going to clarify this with my oracle cards. It just pisses me off seeing this energy because it's such cowardly energy. It's just like, what the heck here? Like, what is wrong with these people? Anyway, we're going to clarify it. So if you're ready to get off here, I wouldn't blame you. Give a like and comment anyway. It helps me build my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to clarify this for you, Aquarius, so that you can see what, is going on here a little bit more clear. And I'm using my Oracle Tales from the Vector, TAILS. I had started this in 2007. In 2020, I completed the 64th painting. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. You can go to my website, talesfromthevector.com, to see the paintings if you'd like. There's some information there, but I'm working on bringing it out now. And so the information, I want to put it into action so I can see how the cards play, not just how it is on paper. And in the description box below, I will put the numbers as they appear here. The numbers on these cards represent the order that they are in the gallery. All right, so let's see this energy. We want clarity. Okay, so this energy is what's wanting to come out here. This is, when the fool goes on their journey, it's a foolhardy journey if you're following God's plan and you're on your destined plan. And so this is saying once this truth comes in, these people, they weren't playing with you. They were playing with God's plan. I mean, they were playing with you, but this is who they're dealing with now. So, you just need to, look after yourself right now and recover as much as you can. And there was disruption in your life for sure. And this is a dirty deed, a tactic that was used. So what's fun for some people is not fun for everyone. Yeah, when your whole life is disrupted and you end up like this and your home is dilapidated like this, it's not the most pleasant feeling in the world. We have the father figure's energy coming in. I hope that this isn't involving your father, but it could be. This energy is, like I'm saying, it's unfortunate, but it's involving a lot of people. And I'm getting, this is a lot of money. It's not a small amount of money. And you'd be surprised what people will do for money. Some people will do anything for money. And then we have the star energy. And so the star energy is talking about how innocent you were before all of this happened. But the star energy is talking also that if you've been feeling isolated as a child, I don't know how long this energy's been going on, but you may have felt like you've always been kind of isolated and the black sheep of the family or that kind of energy. And just remember that, you're meant to be a star. It's right here. It's saying, in case you didn't know, you're a star. And so God didn't make you to fit in with other people. God made you to stand out. That's why you stand out, so that you can be a star. And so people get jealous of that star energy. So you can just recognize you weren't meant to be a piece of the puzzle. You were meant to put the puzzle together. And so we have temperance here again. And so this is saying again that it's taken you a lot of patience. And even though this has happened, I'm just getting that you've remained doing your best to be true to yourself and your path, and not, doing your best not to be in a lot of, revenge energy or feeling hatred and closing down. It's saying that you're still in your star energy, which is a feat all of its own. And then we have the falling star energy, and this is talking about your heart chakra. And so I feel like, yes, it's going to be very challenging for you when you find out the details of this, but you already have quite a bit. And this is talking about falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. So it's saying that you really need to look after yourself. And it's also saying that probably your partner was involved. And so that can be really challenging. The Hermit energy is talking about safe travels. And so in my oracle, the Hermit is the energy of the Aurora Borealis, is the North Star light, the guiding light that that you follow to be on your path. And the energy is actually, it's from the Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. And the dragon is a baby hawk, but he's fearless. He'll fly into the darkest nights to face the dark and face the energy and be able to come out and be in a position where he's able to keep flying. And the baby dragons all have an angel that goes with them, and this is a First Nations angel, and there's a totem pole. And the totem pole is actually from a different time and space. It's the three monkeys. So speak no ego, see no ego, hear no ego. And so this is talking about going into the deepest, like this is dark energy, and coming out and being part of the light. And the Aurora Borealis, it's just a beautiful sight to see. And it's really in Manitoba in particular, you can see it a lot, and it's just where the whole sky just becomes lit up with all these beautiful streaks of colors, and it's called the Northern Lights. So we have the neutrality coming in here, and this is a whole new world coming in when this energy, when the truth comes out. And so the truth can be really challenging, but the truth will set you free. We have, on this Temperance card, we have the moon energy coming in. So yes, there's been a lot of this moon energy, and there's that moon on the 18th, so keep that in mind. And remember, the North Star energy on the 23rd will be Mercury, will have been gone direct already on the 20th. And we have the equinox on the 21st, and that energy is, okay, now the days and the nights are even. And we have then on the 23rd is the energy of the North Star energy joining the Mercury. And so there could be some really strong communication coming in on the 23rd. Also on this moon coming up on the 18th. And then we have the energy of the High Priestess. Use your intuition. That's what this is saying. I feel like this is going to be resolved soon. It's already in the works on the spiritual side. Spiritual court is in session. We have Libra energy coming in. So the Libra energy is talking when you're a mature adult and you're able to understand what a commitment is and be able to anticipate your journey because you're being responsible. And this transition is coming in. So it's saying that, God is going to give you back what you lost in other ways. It's kind of that energy, and possibly you even have someone coming into your life that will actually be a responsible person that you could have a relationship with, and be in that, feel that love again. And then we have the ego energy coming in here. So this is keep your ego in check when this all happens, because the ego can, sometimes it's about being boastful, but the ego sometimes says, you start believing in this energy, and you don't want to believe that you deserve, nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves this. This is just a bunch of lazy butts that don't want to do the work themselves. So they just take from others, and they don't realize they're really taking from themselves, because instead of going after what God gave them, their own special talents, and using them to make the planet a better place, they're busy trying to steal from other people, and they're missing out on their own blessings. It's so ridiculous. Then we have the communication again coming in from the Virgo energy. I just want to point out that when signs come up about in my from the horoscope in my readings here, I'm not talking about specific people. That's not my intention. My intention is to learn from the energy of each sign. We have a little bit of each sign in us, although that may be true for you. Use your intuition. So this is again talking about the communication coming in. But the the communication that you need is going to come in. It won't be from this person. This person's freaking out, like, oh my God, the truth is coming out, like everything that because these people have actually documented what they've done because they're proud of it. And so they might have hidden camera energy. That's what this energy is. Like they can, like they documented all of what they've done. And it's evidence, like, so the Hierophant is coming in, and this is traditional structure. And so the traditional structure is representing from the spiritual realm coming down to the physical, and this being like court of law kind of energy. And so, yeah, there's going to be, this is just, just prepare yourself, take a deep breath, and in the end, you're going to be better off. And then deception, unfortunately, here on this walking away from this energy and recognizing, in case they should show up, some of them in your life now because it's retrograde and they realize they've been caught, they're like panicking, and they're singing like canaries. There's no honor amongst thieves. And so this energy is talking, unfortunately, that there was deception in your love life, basically. And so kiss me good, there's a hex in the city. So I'm ready to leave this energy. But I mean, it's important that it comes out. Like, this is happening. This happens too often. You'd be shocked at how often. Like, if you can Google this, it means it's happening enough that Google has a description for what the slow dagger is. So please do like and comment, even though it's shifty energy. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. A big energetic hug to you, Aquarius, if you're going through this, or it's a family member or something that's going through this. Just, hang in there. It's going to shift. You can see that energy shifting all around the world right now. Okay, we're out of here, right, Stella? I've got to wake my little cat up here. Bye for now, Aquarius.